Can the VeChain reach $1? This is a question that seems to be plaguing the internet since pretty much 2018, 2019. And, well, I'm going to try to answer, sharing my thoughts and opinions on what I think is most likely to unfold here when it comes to VeChain. So let's buckle in and get right down into it. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Nick and we are of course going to be discussing the price predictions for VeChain in 2025. Now, VeChain has had a volatile past. A lot of people believe that the token will amount to absolutely nothing and you know, it's basically just a scam project. And I want to kind of ease people's fears and doubts and uncertainty when it comes to what is going on with VeChain. Now, VeChain has a very interesting past. It has a lot of things circulated around on the internet talking about how it's a China coin, how it's kind of centralized, and a lot of people don't really understand what VeChain is trying to do, where it's well positioned, and where their headquarters are, and all this kind of stuff. So I wanted to just kind of spend a little bit of time just talking about what is going on with VeChain, right? We've seen some interesting developments most recently when it comes to VeChain's price action. We saw a bit of a bump to the upside, and we obviously have seen a bit of a pull back to the downside as well. Now, with the price action most recently, it's not really an indication of its future. It just shows you that the market in itself is quite undecided, but there's still a huge amount of demand when it comes to VeChain VET token. Now, obviously we can talk about 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗪 and loads of other things that are going on, but for the most part, I just want to focus in on VET. Now, VeChain has been doing a lot of interesting work recently. Obviously, a lot around sustainability being a key word, and a lot of the history around VeChain as well was all around kind of being supply chain. But these things aren't technically true necessarily, because VeChain in itself is a layer 1, just like Ethereum or Cardano or Solana, for example. And so what this means is other people can build on the VeChain ecosystem, and that can be a supply chain, that can be something to do with sustainability, carbon credits, whatever, okay? And we do obviously see the stablecoin as well, and the ecosystem in itself has quite a long way to go in my opinion, but it's an ecosystem that has a lot right. We've seen recently with XRP and developments going on there when it comes to the idea of fee delegation, i.e. basically no new user has to pay the gas fees, for example. This has already been around for quite some time on the VeChain ecosystem. And these improvement protocols that are kind of put in place, such as the fee delegation, are a testament as to who the blockchain, who the ecosystem was built for, right? It's not built necessarily for the end user to be, thinking about VeChain as an ecosystem to be buying and building on. It's more for businesses to be building on, right? This is the #1 enterprise blockchain in the world. So it's important that we understand where VeChain is positioned and where their legacy lies and what they're looking to do in the future. These are all very important things, and obviously we at 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗏 are well ingrained in the VeChain ecosystem. We've been to the headquarters over in Ireland, believe it or not, that's where the HQ is. It's not over in China, this is not a Chinese project. And we've met the team, we've interviewed the team, we've kind of tried to understand more about what it is that they're doing, what it is that they're building. So we understand VeChain very, very well. And I think for the most part, a lot of people who are just speculative investors on VeChain, they only really care about number up or number down. And I guess some people in the space, some high-profile individuals, really don't care about number up or number down. But it's very important for all ecosystems for number up is to go up actually, or number down, which is potentially not so great. Now, it's important that we understand that all ecosystems rely on number up to a degree, It's how their foundations kind of are able to fund a lot of the development work. Without 𝗬𝗓𝗪, essentially a lot of these projects just wouldn't simply exist, right? There could have been an ICO, but that money wouldn't last necessarily forever. So it's important that we understand that 𝗬𝗓𝗪 is critically important to most ecosystems, and it doesn't matter whether you're Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, or Vechain. 𝗬𝗓𝗪 is very important to the foundation, treasury, and it's very important for the future development of the network. Okay, so bear markets can be incredibly brutal, meaning that we have seen Vechain drop down very, very low during the bear market, right? From its previous high of around 28.9 cents. So it did phenomenally well back in 2021. We cannot ignore this. We cannot lie about it. We can't hide and pretend it never happened, because Vechain did have a fantastic bull market at just short of 30 cents. And it's come all the way back down to some very juicy levels. If it were to see a 10x, it's going to be right back up to those areas. And I do think we are likely to see a new all-time high when it comes to the Vechain VET token. It's just a matter of time and patience when it comes to these things. Now, one of the things I think it's important that we kind of reflect on as well is understanding where the future lies, right? And I was kind of said at the beginning of today's video that we're going to be talking about price prediction for 2025, right? What is my Vechain VET price prediction for 2025? Well, I think we are likely to see moves back to the upside. We're going to see a bit of a run up towards some of those previous areas of resistance. And they are going to be unfortunate because, and I mean by unfortunate is there's going to be a lot of resistances up towards the 50 cent area, but there is potential for Vechain to actually significantly outperform some of my more conservative targets. Those conservative targets are going to be around that kind of 38, 40 cent range, 50 cent range. If we can get through those resistances and those conservative targets, then we do have a good shot at heading out towards 80 to 90 cent. But what about that $1 price target, that $1 Vechain VET token that's been kind of circulating the internet for so many years? Well, I think we're going to probably fall short of it. There's a possible scenario where we get an impulsive breakout, something fantastic happens, lots of new demand comes in for Vechain, and we soar on past those resistances at 80 to 90 cent, and we head out more towards $1.40. And I tell you what, I wouldn't be minding any of that. I think there's some fantastic opportunities for Vechain to see some very significant gains. Are there other projects that are newer that might do more? Sure, but they're less established, less likely, and higher risk in my opinion. Vechain, as the #1 blockchain for enterprises, it's the blockchain that businesses are most likely to build upon due to fee delegations and so many other fantastic upgrades that Vechain have had over the years. It's got heavy adoption with some of the biggest people in the space. PwC as an example, BMW have utilized it. We've got H&M and a few other people who have utilized Vechain's technology in the past as well. The list of partnerships go on and on and on, and I do think that this matters. I do think when it comes to trying to think about who's going to be building on the ecosystem, who is well positioned to kind of absorb some of the demand coming in as we start to think about cryptocurrency in the Web3 space going more mainstream. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Do you align with my thinking that Vechain is going to see some very significant gains in this next bullish run to the upside, or do you think we're going to see, unfortunately, very lackluster moves back to the upside? Let me know in the comments below. If you found it useful, smash the like button. If you're new, subscribe, and if you haven't done so, check this video out. We'll be discussing a little bit more about what's going on in the crypto space.